how to calculate your financial baseline. This is part of our gap analysis. So I want you to go grab my book, The Millionaire Maker, version 2, read up to chapter 3 and learn what a gap analysis is. There's also a recording here on our YouTube channel. You can grab the playlist and dig through it. The baseline we're talking about today is just one component of the entire gap analysis. It's where you are today. Now, it's fascinating how people avoid it. Let's talk about what it is. Let's talk about how you calculate it and why guessing is got to end in your life if you actually want to grow financially. Not only financial literacy, just in general. If you want to grow to 100,000-aire, a millionaire, you've got to know where you are at all times. Like any map, you got to know where your starting point is to know where your actual destination is. So if you say you want to be a millionaire, then do it. But that means you got to get clear. So first of all, what is the baseline? A baseline is your P&Ls and balance sheets, net worth, and cash flow. So it's your profit and loss. So how much money do you make? Simple terms. How much money do you spend? And then your assets is what do you own? And liabilities is what do you owe? And the net worth is your total assets minus your liabilities is your net worth. Your cash flow is your total income minus your expenses is the cash flow you have left. Now you can break that down into all sorts of categories. So let's dig in a little bit. A few fun statistics. Those people, those of you who actually take this on and truly know where your financials are, you're 2 times likely, minimum of 2 times likely, to actually achieve all your goals because you know where you are and not making emotional decisions and making strategic decisions. Most households that are emotionally running, they underestimate where they're really at a tune and a variance of about 30%. So you're way off, not just a little off, you're way off. So then when an investment opportunity or a business opportunity comes along, typically people who have no idea where they are will say no, just out of confusion and lack of knowledge and that lack of awareness. You cannot get financially literate and get financially ahead without knowing your numbers. So your financial baseline is weekly, monthly, annually. So it's a combination of what do you want to really do. Some businesses operate by quarters, right? So Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, right? There's a 3-month, 90-day variance. And then for some of you, you're going to have baselines for yourself personally, your personal household. And then where it gets a little more complicated are those of you who have different levels of companies. If you have 1 company, 2 company, I have clients that have dozens of companies. So then you have to break into their P&L and balance sheet. What are they making? What are they spending? What's fixed and what's variable? So when you add it all up, you get a personal financial statement. So say you have 3 companies and yourself, it would be a combination of all of those P&Ls and your financial statement. What are you making? What company is the most profitable? What has the most margin? Where's your fixed income? Can you control some of your fixed costs? What are your variable costs? You can control variable costs, but you also, if you're in my kind of business, the variable cost, for example, in ours is our ad spend. What do we spend on social media to generate business? So that is a huge variance and we can take that up. The assumption is that it takes your income up. Absolutely have to know your numbers. So to calculate it, you want to make sure you include everything. So this is down to gold, silver, your crypto, if you have any tokens, nodes, any of those kind of assets. Life insurance, what's your cash value versus the death benefit? The death benefit is irrelevant to your baseline equation, but you want to know where your savings is, your money market. If you have 401ks, it's a huge piece that some people leave behind in their asset column, is you might have worked for, say, 4 or 5 different companies. That means you potentially could have 4 or 5 different 401ks. Did you roll them all forward to your current one? Did you roll them all out and self-direct them? Where is everything that you own? So that's your values of real estate. That's your values of current assets. So if you invested in something years ago, what's its current value? Did it go up, down? Is it maintained? So truly get a honest estimate and write it all down. I don't care if it's on a yellow piece of paper. And then those of you who truly want a gap analysis, click on the link below. It'll open up to a form. You'll fill out the gap analysis. You'll have a one-on-one conversation with our team and we can help look at your gaps, where you are and how do you need to be a little more thorough as we go into a mentoring, training, and instruction relationship. Now, while you're here, I hope you're getting a lot of value out of all these videos. We've been doing this for 4 or 5 years. I think we're going on our 5th year of doing our YouTube channel, 5 days a week. So click that subscription button, click the notification so it comes into whatever listening device you have and listen to each recording. Don't make an assumption of, oh, I've heard this, I know what she's going to say, because I'm keeping up with the times. I'm keeping up with, you're going to hear a lot more about our big, beautiful bill and what it's going to do to come into effect. We're going to do a whole bunch of tax recordings as we head into Q1 of 2026 to keep you apprised. So if you hear something like a baseline, a gap, don't click out. listen to the whole video because A, you don't know what I'm going to say really, and you don't know what gifts I'm going to give you at the end. So make sure you listen in. Now, the last thing, I just want to remind you why guessing and emotional, management of your money does not work. It costs you a lot. Again, the variance is upward of 30%. You don't know where you are. You're not confident where you are. And is that really how you want to run your family? And if you say you actually care about a legacy or generational wealth, you're not getting there without absolute clarity. So make sure you take advantage of our gap analysis. If you have any question at any time, go to askloral.com, ASKLORAL, ask a question, make a request. We'll be back tomorrow.